All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. To today you guys is not going to be too much of a long video. But this one, you guys, I did just want to just give you guys some inspiration and some motivation for today, and also kind of piggybacking off of the video that I did a couple days ago, where we were kind of talking about the narcissistic family dynamic, the family cult, and things like that. But I did want to just kind of first off just let you guys know. So if this is you guys' first time tuning in, my name is Joy. I am a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017 I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse by, my videos, with my coaching sessions, with my support sessions, with my self-study books, with my readings and my advice, right? So I just wanted to mention that. And also, if you guys have supported my channel in any way, gave it like, comment, share, subscription, donated, thank you so much. And please continue to keep doing that, because it definitely does help with the continuation of these videos and just continuing to help former victims, now survivors, to move past the abuse, right? So I'm truly, truly grateful. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So as far as just the inspiration and motivation of dealing with the abuse. So now, I just want you guys to understand. I know that, it is the new year, new beginnings, new things are happening for a lot of folks. And for others, maybe it could be the same old, same old. Maybe you could still feel trapped to the narcissist. Maybe you might feel addicted to the narcissist, or maybe you feel manipulated or controlled, or you feel held back by the narcissist, right? And stuff like that. So just to give you guys some encouragement is just understand you deserve to break free, right? You deserve to be narc free, hence the name of this channel, right? And if you feel like you're not able to be free at this moment in time, it is a good thing to take a look at and kind of reassess and say, okay, well, how can I get free of this narcissist, right? Now, you guys know that some narcissists are spiritual, right? You have those narcissists that are spiritual, they may do black magic and stuff and dibble and dabble and that kind of stuff. So, that's something to keep in mind as well. So, you have to also consider that too, right? You have to protect yourself regarding that. But yeah, you have that kind of thing going on. So if you're like, well, hey, how do I break free? It's just really about doing the things that's going to help you to, go no contact with that individual, or be independent of that individual, or, or let's say if you're in a co-parenting situation, like that type of dynamic, then it could be a thing where, you may have to practice the gray rock method, right? Or you may just have to learn how to control your emotions, or, not react, to the narcissist and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And also just understand, because for some folks, again, they may feel bound to the narcissist, or they may feel like they have to stay, or they have to be there, or, they have to make things work with the narcissist. I know I did have a lot of people that are like, hey, Joy, I feel bad. I feel like I got to make things work with the narcissist. Or even if they're no longer dealing with the narc, they may say, oh, well, what could I have done to make it work? Or, they may have some regrets because, maybe they might see the narcissist off with someone else, or, maybe it could be a family cult thing where, that individual has been scapegoated, or maybe they've been isolated to the point where no other family members talk to them anymore, or the family looks at that person differently because the mother narc has smeared their name to all of the family members and stuff like that, which happens a lot. Or it could be the father that's a narc as well. Or it could be a stepmom, stepdad, or sibling, auntie, uncle, that kind of thing. But, just keep in mind, you guys, you deserve to have healthy relationships, right? You deserve to have healthy friendships, healthy connections. Because I know a lot of times, let's be honest, like most people grew up in a toxic environment. Not everybody, but I would say a lot of people have, right? So, you have to understand, like, okay, yeah, maybe I did grow up in a toxic environment, and maybe a toxic environment was normalized, right? Or maybe a toxic household was normalized, or toxic friendships was normalized, or way in which you communicate with other people, or the way in which you relate to individuals, could be unhealthy to some people, or it could be not so courteous or not so pleasant, right? So it's not to point the finger or try to make yourself feel bad or try to make other people feel bad. It's just a matter of just recognizing your worth, recognizing your value, and understand, like, hey, this is my life, this is how I want to live it, this is what I would like to see in my friendships or relationships or connections. And if it's not happening, then hey, let's talk about it. Let's, look into it, so that way we can kind of see if there's anything that can be done. We can look at some improvements, some changes that need to be made, and stuff like that. And the thing is that, this is not to say that you're trying to change other people. Maybe you're just like wanting to change yourself this year. Maybe you're like, hey, I want to focus on myself this year, I want to better myself, I want to improve myself. So that's good. Now you have some people are like, no, like, I don't want to change anything about myself, I'm fine where I'm at, I'm good. And that's fine too. That's fine. It is what it is. But if you're an individual, you're like, hey, you know what, I have a lot of toxic people around me, or toxic friends, or toxic relationships and stuff like that. It is something to be aware of, and be open to change, right? Be open to making any necessary adjustments when it comes to that. And like I said, you're not saying that you're not bigger and better than anybody or other people, vice versa. It's just like, hey, you just want improvement, right? As you should, right? But so yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that, because I noticed that a lot of people that do reach out to me, and I'm truly grateful that you guys do. Like I said, please continue to keep doing that. But you know, they have had childhoods that wasn't the best, right? Where they were abused, right? They were manipulated, or they were isolated, or they were mistreated, or they were made to feel like it was something wrong with them, and they were bullied, or they were outcasted, and stuff like that. And it wasn't even necessarily because they deserved it per se. It's just because it could be generational curses, right? Or that's just the environment that their parents knew and their parents knew. So like I said, it's just a generational trauma, a generational curse that needs to be broken, right? And I actually did make a video about that. You guys can, I'll link it below so you guys can watch more into that. You guys will probably find it. But yeah, so it's just a matter of just understanding your worth, right? Understanding your value, what you bring to the table. Like I said, whether it's friendships, relationships, maybe it could be work environments too. Maybe you might outgrow a work environment, you may outgrow a job, or maybe you might outgrow a career. It's not to say that individual environment is bad. It's just, maybe it's just time for you to do something else, you know? But yeah, so it's interesting to know about all of that stuff, so just again, just to encourage you guys to just keep going, keep moving forward, on this journey. 2025, can you guys believe it's a new year? That's crazy. 2025, that is something else, you guys. So we got the new year and stuff like that. So yeah, new year. And what else? But yeah, let's kind of go back to, what we were talking about last week though. And also, it's January. I would love to know, do you guys set resolutions, or do you guys just kind of go with the flow? I know a lot of folks have told me like, hey, Joy, I just go with the flow. And some people are like, no, like I set intentions, like I have some things that I'm working on. And that's good. If you do have intentions, that's good, because that can kind of like set the stage for the year, kind of give you a guideline, some things to look forward to. Now, if you don't do that, that's okay too. You can go with the flow however you whatever works best for you, you know. So let's take a look. Let me see. So in regards to, let me see here. Okay, yeah, but we were talking about narcissistic mothers, the narcissistic mother, and how cruel they are and abusive. Yeah, the narcissistic mother can really ruin and destroy their children. And some, you know, unfortunately they end up doing that. And whether they know it or not, a lot of times they know it and they just don't care, you know, and it's really sad. It's a really sad um experience that happens. It's a sad situation, to be honest, because you know that narcissistic mother probably had some things that happened to them and they probably haven't healed from, and then they just pass that trauma down to their children. And you know, I think a lot of that comes from, you know, that mother has not healed, right? So, and they haven't done the inner work and they haven't done the things that's gonna, you know, make them a better individual, you know, so they just decided to become cruel, evil, mean, you know. So it's very interesting how that narcissistic mother will be towards their own children, their own flesh and blood. And I think the reason why, you know, the narcissistic mother behaves that way is, and I've said this before, and there is actually a book, speaking of books, that just reminded me to note that a book that I want to get. But yeah, it's just that it's interesting. The narcissistic mother sees her children as an extension of themselves. So I think the reason they mistreat their children is because the narcissistic mother has been mistreated, so they mistreat themselves by proxy. And then it's just the mother is like, okay, well, if I got mistreated, then my kids have to get mistreated because they are me and I am them, which is crazy, right? The narcissistic family cult does not have boundaries. They don't allow the children to have individual lives, adult children. They don't allow that. Like they're enmeshed. They're very much so like cult, literally a cult. You know, you have to follow the rules in the cult. If you don't, then you get punished, right? You get isolated, you get bullied or whatever and stuff like that. So, but let's look into it though. We haven't talked about the narcissistic mother in a very long time. Yeah. So, yeah, these are very interesting people, right? And like I said, the damage that they can do to their kids is really sad, you know. Because basically the narcissistic parent, whether the narcissistic parent has accomplished a lot, it just depends, because some of them do, and then others of them, you know, it's just whatever. But they want to live through their children. Like that's how it was, like with my aunt personally. Like, you know, she even admitted that she seen me as her daughter, even though I was her niece. And she told me the reason why she treated me the way that she did was because she felt like she didn't live her life, and you know, she seen me and she saw like herself inside of me, and I guess she's seen me as a person that could do, I guess, go beyond what she was going to go in life. And I guess she felt threatened by that, or jealous of that, or just bitter or scorn, and just made her mistreat me the way that she did, you know. So very interesting dynamic, especially the narcissistic mothers and their daughters. Oh my God, like the damage that the narcissistic mother does to the daughters, and even the damage that the narcissistic mother does to the son, is just really sad. But with the daughters, man, they really do a number on their daughters. Very, very sad. And the reason why I say that is because the mother is really competing with the daughter, really. Like the mother is jealous of her daughter. She is envious of her beauty, her youthfulness, and just jealous of the happiness that the daughter may feel, the moments of happiness that the daughter has, because that narcissistic mother has been scorned and hurt and bitter and angry. And so that mother wants to make the daughter just like her, basically, and will do it at any and all costs. Like, will have a vendetta. The narcissistic mother will have a vendetta against her own daughter, against her own son, so. And then and also the narcissistic mothers want to make her son into her boyfriend, basically, as a second boyfriend. And then the daughter, doesn't want the daughter to like have a boyfriend either. Like, it has to be all about the narcissistic mother. Like, the attention has to be on her. I mean, now granted, everybody likes attention, right? But the narcissistic mother requires excessive attention. Like, yeah. And the narcissistic mother will stifle their children's growth in life. So that way, the children would not be able to know how to do things in life, and like be able to like adapt and live their life as a normal adult person, right? Because the narcissistic mother makes the children, her younger children and her adult children, totally dependent on her or him, depending on who it is. But we're talking about the mothers here. So yeah, it's very sad. But yeah, it just says narcissistic mothers. You guys can go to what is this here? Hold on. You guys can go to google.com actually. But it says let me see here. It says narcissistic mothers often excel at emotional manipulation and use guilt as a tool to control their daughters. These guilt-inducing statements put the daughter in a constant state of obligation to make them feel responsible for their mother's happiness, furthering the cycle of control. So yeah, the narcissistic mother thrives off power, control, and competition and envy. That's all narcissists, but the female narcs, mother narcissists, they're the worst, in my personal opinion. But yeah. And then let's look here. And again, narcissistic mothers, of course, lack empathy, sense of entitlement, poor boundaries. It says she may be intrusive and interrupt her child to get what she wants. Compulsive need for admiration. She may expect others to prioritize her needs and desires. Taking advantage of others. She may rely on others to satisfy her needs and avoid personal accountability. Difficulty identifying emotions. She may discourage her child from expressing vulnerability or emotions. Now, I can recall that because I remember my aunt did do that to me a couple times. Because when you're a teenager, you have emotions, right? You're a human being. We're all humans having an experience. We live in a human body, but we're spiritual beings, right? And so I do recall that when my aunt, my aunt was a bully. I'll just be honest. She was an adult bully, basically. She was a Capricorn. I know a lot of Capricorns are bullies. Not all of them. You guys know what I mean. The low vibrational Capricorns. The ones, just a note. But yeah, my aunt, she was a bully. And but with that though, yeah, she did not like want me to express my emotions. It was almost like it was wrong for me to express myself, right, emotionally. And like I couldn't like express any emotions outside of, I guess, quote unquote happiness, or smiling and being like energetic and like just good vibes. Like, even though everybody has their down days, right? You have good days, you have bad days, like, you know what I mean? So you do have that. But yeah, it's very interesting though. So, and also too, because their emotions, they don't like express their emotions. So a lot of times they actually prefer negative emotions, but they don't want you to be able to express that because they don't either. So, and then they also don't really like you to be happy either. So it's a cycle of like just torture. Basically. It's sad, but yeah. Yeah, it seems to compete with her child. Exactly. It says she may resent her child's success, beauty, or youth. Correct. attaches her child's identity to herself. She may diminish her child's personal identity. And arrogance, she may have a sense of self-importance and believe she is special, which everyone is special, of course. But with the narcissistic mother, she definitely takes it to the extreme. So yeah, let's look and see. Yeah, it says, what is a parenting style of a narcissistic mother? Narcissistic parents are overly critical, controlling, and emotionally manipulative, often prioritizing their needs over their children's well being. They fear losing control and may resort to shaming or humiliating their children to maintain dominance. So that is correct. They will definitely do that and will not care. They will not care at all. They don't care about their kids. They don't even care about themselves. So, I mean, yeah, and signs of a narcissistic parent. You guys can go to, what is this? This is good. I like this right here, though. It's good information just to make sure that you're not behaving this way. And then also you can identify other people that could be behaving this way and kind of just, be careful with that. It says choosing therapy.com. Okay, so it says here, they need to be the center of attention. They are immature and selfish. They blame others for their own behaviors. They show little concern for others' needs and feelings. They play favorites. They use you for personal gain. They are manipulative and exploitative, and they are obsessed with maintaining the family's image. Absolutely, that is a narcissistic parent for sure. Most definitely. So yeah, just be mindful, like I said, that you're not behaving this way. And if you identify a female that is acting this way, just be careful, because they may be a narc. You know what I mean? And you can't change a narc. Just if a narcissist wants to behave that way, just let them do it. Just, it has nothing to do with you. That's on them. Let me see. But the only thing is that sometimes, though, you could be in these type of situations, and whether if it's your parent or if it's a grandparent or something like that, or it's an in-law, now that is a whole different dynamic, right? Because not only are you trying to protect yourself, but you could be having to be protecting your kids and stuff like that. So in those cases, though, like I always say, you want to make sure that you and your partner are on the same page. You got to get, if it's your parent, you gotta understand you can't change your parent. I mean, you can only love them how they are, but you can't get them to act a certain way. You can't even get them to love you. Like, a lot of times they don't even love you, and I know that's hurtful to hear, but it's the truth. Like, you don't hurt people that you love. You don't mistreat people that you love, right? You don't try to manipulate somebody that you love, right? You're only manipulating somebody that you're using, right? Or you're trying to take advantage of. So, all right, let's look here. Let's see. But yeah, that's basically it. I kind of want to touch on more of this in another video. We can talk more about some signs and coping strategies of narcissistic parents. I know a lot of folks, oh yeah, and it says they use guilt trips to get what they want, and their love is conditional. Correct. Like, they don't have unconditional love. They will do anything to be the best. They will put you down and lower your confidence. They are neglectful and never present when needed. They limit your time together. They are allowed to be emotional, but you are not. Yes, they can be emotional, but you cannot. And like I said, I do recall my aunt being that way towards me. They become annoyed when you ask for attention. They are codependent. They publicly embarrass you. They have poor boundaries and overstep yours. They are extremely jealous and possessive of others. They view you as a source of validation. They expect you to play the caregiver role. They gaslight you. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll talk about some folks, how to determine traits of adult children being raised by narcissists, because you could be out there in the world and it could be friends, it could be other folks, just other people you may meet. And you may want to know, like, hey, was this person raised by a narc? Like, they may tell you, and stuff like that. You may just be curious. So there's ways in which you can learn how to, like, support this person, or, help validate them and help them to feel encouraged and motivated, right? Help them to feel loved and stuff like that. And if you have things that you're dealing with, maybe you can share with whether if it's a partner or a friend, like, hey, how can I best be a better friend or a better supporter, or and stuff like that. But no, that's a good topic, right, you guys? So anyways, I hope that this video was helpful and insightful. I would love to know what was you guys' biggest takeaway. Be sure to give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, just understand your value, know your worth, know that if you've been abused or victimized by a narcissist, doesn't mean that you have to continue to keep being in those type of situations. And it's not to say that for the rest of your life you're always going to be like that. So just understand, like, you have to have value in yourself. And if you don't have value in yourself, if you don't like yourself or love yourself, then you have to learn how to do that. And in order to learn how to do that, you have to, what I always say, you have to do the inner work and the inner healing. And that's never fun, because you actually have to look within. And a lot of people don't want to look within because it's not fun, right? It's not fun, like, taking a look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? I do need to change some things about me. I have something that I want to work on, or I need to work on, so I can have better relationships, better results in my life, or I can progress in my life, or I can be productive or constructive, and I can have more peace, I can have more energy, more vitality, and stuff like that. I could do the things that I enjoy, or spend more time with the people that I like and love, or, just have more freedom, peace of mind, all that good stuff, versus being sad, depressed, stressed, and, dealing with CPTSD. I mean, and those things are something that are chronic, just like chronic depression. CPTSD doesn't go away overnight. And we'll do another video on the CPTSD as well, because I know that is a big thing that a lot of people are dealing with right now. So yeah, and it's a lot, right? It's a lot, but every day, if you do something to better yourself, it gets better each day. But you have to be consistent as far as, bettering yourself, because you never know, a narcissist can be lurking. Even right now, we know narcissists lurk, they stalk, they're possessive and stuff like that, but that's them. But you are you. So you have to do things that's gonna empower yourself, because the narcissists, they're on a low vibration. They relate to people that are, like, messy, that like drama, that are that like the chaos and mayhem. But you're not on that level, right? Or if you are on that level, then you have to grow, right? You can't stay on the same level, because you and the narcissist will no longer be you will no longer be a vibrational match to them anymore. The narcissist relates to lower vibrational individuals. They don't relate to the higher vibrational individuals. They don't, it's not fun for them. They like the lower level type of individuals, because that's where they're at. They're on a lower level, right? So anyway, I love you guys. Be sure to give this video a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.